Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اجْتَنِبُوا كَثِيرًا مِّنَ الظَّنِّ إِنَّ بَعْضَ الظَّنِّ إِثْمٌ. O you who believe, avoid acting on the majority of your suspicions. Indeed, some suspicions are sinful. What does this mean? It means that we naturally always suspect. That's normal. We're always judging people inside. You know when they say don't judge others, we say yeah, it means don't act on the judgment without proof and clear evidence. But everybody naturally, biologically, involuntarily judges inside their brain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not telling you don't assume. He's telling you the assumptions that you naturally have, that normally come to you, avoid acting on the majority of them. Because Allah is saying the majority of people, their assumptions about someone else, the majority of their assumptions are often wrong. So don't jump to conclusions, then act on them. Acting on your assumptions. So what do? Allah says, first of all, if what you are assuming about the person, this is what the scholars tell us in tafsir, and from the seerah we understand this, what you are assuming about the person, it has no grounds, has no rationale, or it's not serious, ignore it. Don't go acting on it. Don't go hating, don't go judging and accusing and calling names and all that stuff. Don't act on it. And continue to have good assumptions about people who are known to be generally good. I have my brother over here who is often, I see him in the masjid, he's normally good, he's normally honest, he trades with people with a nice face, people like him, has a good reputation, there's nothing tremendous about him. And then I see him, for example, go outside of the masjid, and then he takes the shoes of someone else. Goes and takes someone else's shoes. Now the shaitan will come to me and I'll assume that person, oh my God, I knew these people would come to the masjid. Wallah, be afraid of them. These guys, they're disguised in sheep's wool, sheep's clothing. Look at him, he went and took someone else's shoes, he stole. They do tell me about shoes in masjids, everyone steals their shoes. This is the assumption that will go to my head, right? Not me, but it can happen. Is that rational? To accuse him of stealing? It could be that he's stealing, but it also could be that he made a mistake. Half-half. In that situation, avoid that suspicion. Now I'm going to give you 4 instances of suspicions, that ones we act upon, those we don't. There is suspicion and judgment that is necessary, such as if you're a judge, if you're an authority, you're a person who needs to settle and judge between people because you're in a position of authority and justice. You must find out, and then you can base assumptions and start to verify assumptions and go through them. The next one is when you're dealing with somebody, and by dealing with that person you're going to be harmed if you don't verify your assumption. So the person, you're going to be harmed. Such as you're dealing with them with money or something like that, and some of their actions have given you a cause to assume that they probably could lie to you or cheat you. In any interaction, whether it's marriage, whether it's business, whether it's trade, job, going on a travel, anything, then you can act upon it by what? By verifying and finding out if you can trust that person, right? The third one is when the assumption is half-half. It can go this way or go that way. Like the example I gave you about the person taking the shoes. You can go this way or you can go that way. I'll give you another example which can go this way or that way. Let's say your daughter suddenly starts to stay in her room more often than usual, or your son. Now, you've got an assumption in your head naturally. You're a bit scared for her or him. What are they doing? Is she talking to boys? Is he looking at things he shouldn't look at? Has she got some kind of boyfriend? Has he got a girlfriend? Is he doing drugs? If you got no rationale, if you got no grounds to think like that, then that assumption, don't act on it. Because it can go the other way too. Maybe it's just they've reached puberty, they've got exams, something's going on in their life, they're a bit sad, maybe they're upset, maybe they just feel like they need their privacy, maybe they're changing and developing. They could be praying, they could be reading Quran, maybe they just want to sit down and have their privacy. So it can go either way. Don't act on that assumption and go in and start accusing. You will lose your relationship with them. And the fourth scenario are people who are sick. Over time, because they were so untrusting of people, they begin to develop an obsessive compulsive disorder where they assume about everyone and everything. I'll give you an example. They're the types that when they get married, let's say the wife suddenly decides to look nicer at home, go to the gym and get a bit more fit, dresses a bit nicer. And the husband is one of those obsessive people and starts thinking, is she cheating? Why has she suddenly changed? Is she going out with someone? Starts bringing her phone, looking through it, spying, obsessively putting cameras, asking people. And the other way is true, sometimes the wife. Why is my husband smelling nice lately? He went out to Myer and bought a new cologne. He's never put this cologne on. What's going on? He's getting a new haircut. He's dyed his hair. What's going on? I've never seen this before. Is he cheating? Has he got another woman? Let me look at his phone. Let me get a friend to go and spy on him. Let me go on his internet. I'll try and steal his account and his passwords and everything. Any of these scenarios, these people, the shaitan comes to you and you're acting upon assumptions that really have no real basis. These are just insecurities. How do you deal with them? Communicate. Talk. Talk, and don't be ridiculing. Don't use sarcasm. Just talk. Communicate. There are many other ways instead of acting upon assumptions. Now listen to what Allah says next. He says,